Hello, this is GameroftheLost here, and I'm here to record a playthrough of Ninja Gaiden 3. So, you may notice that this is not the American version of Ninja Gaiden 3 that I'm playing through here, but instead, this is the Japanese version. There are a few reasons for why I chose to LP the game in this fashion. This is all being done in post-commentary, reason being that games like Ninja Gaiden, I feel, are kind of hard to do live commentary for and record at the same time. So I figured that this would be a better way to record it. I recorded the Japanese version, actually. Well, one reason is that the game's a lot easier, and to discuss some of the differences between the two versions. You might have noticed at the beginning on the title screen that there's a password screen, which obviously isn't in the American version. If you notice, whenever I take damage, like I did earlier, I only took 1 point of damage. In American Ninja Gaiden, I would have taken 2 points. Damage is doubled in the American version. So, I haven't talked much about the game right now. If you've played any Ninja Gaiden game, it's not really too different. I mean, you have A is jump and B is slash. If you press up and B, you can do a special move depending on what Ninpo item you have. Starting with Ninja Gaiden 2, they started making your full Ninpo load limited to not 99, and getting a blue Japanese symbol gives you more Ninpo back, and an orange one fills it to full. You get many different sub-weapons in the game, and one thing that started with Ninja Gaiden 2 was being able to use an invincibility item called the Fire Wheel, which you'll see me abuse quite a lot throughout this playthrough, but not really in these first 2 levels. So I went about recording this very differently. I decided to do all this in post-commentary with doing 2 levels a section. I recorded every level of this, except for the first 2, in separate recording sessions, which might seem a bit jarring at first, but it might become a bit more obvious later why I sort of did it like that. These first 2 levels aren't too bad at all. Even in American Ninja Gaiden 3, these first 2 levels aren't that hard. The first level does a really good job, I think, of easing you into the game, and this second level kind of gets you into some of the more gimmicky aspects of some of Ninja Gaiden 3's level design, like auto-scrollers and stuff like that. And the changes to Ninja Gaiden 3's don't end at just the enemy damage, but rather the enemy placement too. This is a great level to actually explain about that a lot of the enemies in this auto-scroller section here are way easier than what they throw you in the American version. In the American version, they throw you some fairly bullshit-placed turrets, and they actually do, like, not a lot of damage, but they're just really annoying to kill because they're invulnerable until they actually shoot at you. So this is the first time I get a ninja scroll in the whole game. And those ninja scrolls increase your Ninpo, which is going to become vital later in the game. Thankfully, dying doesn't change that. That blue Ryu icon I just got there is a 1-up. One other that if I ever kick the bucket at... Well, nah, you know what, I won't go into that. I'll save that little bit of information for a later part. But as we're approaching the end of this here, I feel like I should talk a little bit more about the actual, like, game itself, because I don't feel like I've really done that. I feel like playing Japanese Ninja Gaiden 3, this game's, like, really well designed. I feel like enemy placement is, like... I never feel like when I die in this game that the enemy placement was unfair. I feel like it's perfectly fair. I feel like, one thing that they changed was respawning enemies, and that they don't infinitely respawn anymore. And I think that that goes a long way towards actually making better placed enemies. You might be able to tell just from watching the footage of these first 2 bosses that most of the bosses in this game don't really pose too much of a challenge once you know the pattern. This guy just runs around a figure-8 pattern and just throws 5 fireballs at you. And as long as you just wait for him to go overhead, that's it. You might also see that we're skipping cutscenes. I mean, since it's all in Japanese, you can't read it, so I really feel like that wasn't a big focus anyways. so that's going to be the end of part 1. Here I'm having a hard time deciding when to end the part, and I'll see you guys next time.